So Arrow Powers had Caitlin Clark come into our vlog, and they were reflecting on the season Indiana had. As I've said, I thought this year, with all the ups and downs, the frustrations with Stephanie White's coaching, and just the inconsistencies, the Fever showed a ton of resiliency. You get to Game 5 with the majority of your best players out. Sophie Cunningham goes down. We know about Caitlin Clark's injury. It was a frustrating year for her. And to see them one rebound away, like if they got the rebound, they would have had a shot to win that game and go to the finals. That's a huge accomplishment. Look, I understand people are frustrated with Stephanie White, and I've been on record saying you got to give her a short leash. That's it. If it doesn't work out, and you have the same problems with Caitlin Clark not being able to play her style of basketball, you need to move off of Stephanie White. She works really well with a roster that's defensive minded. I don't mind playing defense because you got to get stops. But if you cannot score the basketball and you have no innovation with unlocking these offensive minded players, so let's go ahead and get right into this clip with Clark and Powers.
Feeling good.
Yeah. How's the ankle? Everything doing?
Doing better. Feeling good.
Of course, we wanted you to be here. But I have a question, right? You've been here in the beginning and you've seen the ins and outs, us coming in as news pieces, the team consistently trying to get better and better, especially without you. You know how we feel about that. You know what you do for us in the game. So when you look from the outside looking in, what were some of the things that kind of surprised you and also some of the things that made you proud?
Man, I don't think anything necessarily surprised me just because I know the type of people that we've had in this locker room over the course of the 2 years. And obviously there was some changeover from year 1 to year 2. But
when you look at the playoff run Indiana just went on, the experience is a huge win. The reason why I say that because players like Boston, Hall, Mitchell, they got experience together. The adversity they dealt with, not playing with Caitlin Clark and dealing with playoff pressure and having to overcome a series against the Dream. They were down 1-0, came back, went to Atlanta and win. Those are experiences you can build upon. When you look at the playoffs, you got to go through the ups and downs. You're going to have heartbreaking losses. You're going to have series that you are supposed to win, but you don't, and you learn from it. So I think the experience that Boston, Hall, and Mitchell gained is huge going forward. Even though Clark didn't play this time around, she was on the bench cheering on her teammates, getting involved in the huddle, pointing out things they could take advantage of. That is only going to help them going forward. Now, I understand that Mitchell needs to be re-signed. That's very important. So you have your core roster. Obviously, the complementary pieces are going to look different next season. But I think that experience is going to help the Fever going forward. It's all about putting the other pieces together. I think Tipson needs a bigger role next year. She was a rookie. She needs more minutes and more playing time, and I think she would help out the roster, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Bibby looked really good from knocking down threes. I don't know her contract situation, but if I'm the Fever and you're looking at the offense, make sure you unlock some things and make sure you take advantage of what you have with the players. Get versatility with this roster. Look, Dantes is a great scorer, but she can't move on defense. She would probably do better somewhere else, in my opinion, with her skill set. So I just think right now, just looking at the season Indiana just had, you can't dismiss the experience you get in the playoffs because it's so important in the future. Going forward, the Fever should take full advantage of the opportunity that's right in front of them. We don't know what's going to happen with the New York Liberty situation. They fired their coach. Stewie could be out. We could see Sabrina leave, and they could look like a totally different team. Now the door is wide open to make a run, and you just took the champion Aces to a 5-game series without Caitlin Clark and your other key role players. So you got to feel encouraged if you're a Fever fan, if you're a supporter of Caitlin Clark, because experience does matter when it comes to the playoff runs that you go on.
But, the core of this group and what this organization is about has always been the same. Yeah. And I think that's what made it so easy for players like you or Shay or O or whoever we brought in through the course of the season. They instantly felt welcomed and they loved it and they had a really good time. And I feel like that's been about every player's experience with this organization. So
it's funny that Caitlin Clark talked about how every player that walks into the Fever's locker room has a good experience. But we saw the reports of DeWanna Bonner come out, and it's just funny seeing Caitlin Clark say what she has to say, and Bonner has a totally different viewpoint. But it is what it is. All in all, that's a good sign. You want good chemistry, you want good vibes, and they were bringing on players because of all the injuries. I remember when Kelsey Mitchell went down in Game 5, who stepped up? Odyssey Sims down the stretch stepped up, and they came back and tied that game up. It was crazy. And then the final league of Boston was tough, but it happens. So you look at the situation, you go, it's injuries. And if we had our best player, we're probably winning the championship. That's a fair argument to make. And you just hope next year they can get healthy, that Caitlin Clark is good to go, and she's back to a top 10 player in the WNBA, and she has an MVP year. Because if Clark gets to that level and she's able to play make the way she wants, and White is giving them more freedom, the Fever are going to be really hard to beat.
You know, every player that's come in, and you especially, like, you've made it so fun, and we've loved having you. And you know, obviously not everybody can stay because we had 17 people on our team. So no matter who it is, like, you know, you cherish those memories you got to spend with each other.
Facts. And I got a personal question, because listen, what y'all don't know is DJ CC. I got a question. How long have you, like, because you love getting the aux, and actually you do it. I'm not gonna lie, she does a really good job.
Yeah, ask everybody on the team. I'm legit on the aux.
No, I think you are pretty good on the aux, because it's
that's what I'll do in the off season. I'll become a DJ.
DJ / golfer.
Yeah, those are my two hobbies.
Are you the DJ when you at the crib, like when y'all have family functions?
Yeah, some people don't. I mean, not as much as in the locker room, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I'm an aux, but maybe I'm just like sometimes a control freak. I guess. I don't know.
Well, I appreciate you for being on the vlog, man. And I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for making me feel welcome.
Appreciate you, homie. You're awesome.
It's why people gravitate with Caitlin Clark, and the narrative about, oh, the Fever are better without CC. That's just such a dumb narrative. And I'm excited to see her come back. I hope she's healthy and the Fever make the right roster additions. They take full advantage of what's right in front of them. You had the playoff experience, and yes, you were dealt some tough injuries, and it was an up and down year, but the group showed a ton of resiliency. And like I said before, if Stephanie White can just get out the way, she can focus on her defense, that's fine, and let them play with a lot of pace, and Clark has more liberty to do whatever she wants. Yes, she'll make mistakes at times, but we need Clark going at full gear. And I hope that happens, because if they get off to another slow start, it's up and down, let go of White. It's not worth frustrating Caitlin Clark and going through the same thing over and over again. You want to make sure you just keep building the momentum, because the Fever should be feeling good about themselves. And Clark is a wonderful teammate, and hopefully we get a season that starts on time. We shall see. Hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the exchange between Powers and Caitlin Clark. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.